everybody. Welcome back to the Royal Read Pop Up. Yes, yes, yes. I am back and I am popping in because I have something we need to talk about. So come on in, and let's talk about it. Y'all remember, I guess maybe it was about 2 weeks ago, I brought up in one of my podcasts that Harry was going to have a hearing about his visa. Well, not Harry was going to be have a hearing, but the Heritage Foundation had requested a hearing and had been granted a hearing with Judge Carl Nicholls about Harry's visa, and that happened today. And I must say, I am not happy with the whole thing. And the main reason why I'm not happy with it is that why is Judge Nicholls, who has absolutely resided over the case since the beginning, why is he continuing to entertain this nonsense from the Heritage Foundation? But he is continuing to entertain this. So, like I said, this happened today. I'm going to put the article that I found it in the fail. Now, I looked for other resources. Looked on CNN, and they only have articles about it, talking about it. It's going to happen leading up to it. And the Fail and GB News was the only one that I could find that was talking about what had happened in the hearing. So that is why I'm using the Fail as a source. And I'm not going to talk about anything that they're saying. I'm only going to talk about what's in quotes, meaning what was said in the hearing and what was done. And other than that, I will not be entertaining anything that the Fail is saying in this article, because we all know that they have an agenda, and that agenda is to paint everything that is Harry or Meghan or Harry and Meghan in a negative light. So I'm just going to stick with the quotes and we're going to talk about it. All right, I'm going to put it up. And the name of the article is Judge Opens Door to Releasing Maximal Details of Prince Harry's Secret U.S. Visa Records. And it says the judge in Prince Harry's U.S. visa case has indicated he is open to releasing maximal portions of secret documents related to the royals' immigration status. It says in the hearing in Washington, D.C., Judge Carl Nicholls asked lawyers for Donald Trump's Department of Homeland Security to provide details of redactions they would like to request so they could then consider making some elements public. It says the hearing was the first time the case has been in court since Trump became president on January 20th. Yes, you heard it right. It says Judge Nicholls has seen secret records revealing details of Harry's visa status, but they are currently sealed. And why they are currently sealed is because he sealed them. Why are we here? I don't understand why we still going through the motions, because he has saw what is in Harry's visa records. After seeing that, he closed the case and then sealed it. Why do we have to continue to talk about this? It's not a different judge. This is the same judge that has resided over the case since the beginning. This is the same judge that saw all the information, including Harry's visa information, looked at it, decided to close it, and seal it, and said any release of it would be violating Harry's right to privacy. Why are we here? I just don't know. And it goes on to say, the case was brought by the Heritage Foundation, a conservative think tank, after requests under the Freedom of Information Act for the release of the royals' visa records was rejected by DHS. I mean, they have been rejected on every hand. And yet, here they are doggedly pursuing Harry for this nonsense. And this judge keeps entertaining this nonsense. I don't understand. You have saw everything. You're a judge. You're an officer of the court. If anything was wrong in those visa papers, you would be obligated to say something about it. But he said that he was closing it and he was sealing it. Why are we still here? That's my question for all of this. Why are we still here? This Heritage Foundation knows that this is totally and absolutely bogus, to say the least. But why do they keep entertaining this nonsense? And he is absolutely entertaining this nonsense. And listen, this is why I say that. It says Judge Nicholls said that he was not foreclosing the possibility that there might be some possible relief and that he wanted maximal disclosure as long as it doesn't violate privacy. How is he going to manage that? How is he going to pull that rabbit out of his hat? I want to know. Because if he released anything other than Harry's name, he's violating Harry's right to privacy. How is he going to absolutely be able to release anything? How is he going to pull that rabbit out the hat? I want to know. Somebody explain that to me like I'm 5 years old. And why does he keep entertaining this nonsense? And it says the judge asked DHS to provide requests for redactions and continued withholdings from the document he had seen in private. He already has seen this. If it was something wrong with it, why did he close it and seal it? None of this makes sense to me. I'm just saying. And it says John Bardo, the lawyer for DHS, suggested that the document would be a shell once redacted. Once all of Harry's private information is redacted, it's not even worth anything. What kind of information are you going to get out of that? Except maybe his home address. I don't even think you can release his home address. That's private right there, unless his home address is listed publicly. I just don't know how in the world they're going to get around the Constitution, Harry's constitutional right to privacy. I just don't see how they're going to do it. And then it says the judge then said he was not 100% sure how he wanted to proceed and would let everyone know in due course. How are you going to proceed? How are you going to proceed, Nicholls? Are you going to overturn your own ruling and show that you are just a political hack? Or are you going to kick these people out of your courtroom like any judge, any officer of the court would? Because an officer of the court would know that this is nonsense and it's no way to release anything in these documents that would not violate Harry's right to privacy. This is ridiculous. Why are we continuing with this nonsense? And it said it then I want to bring this to y'all's attention. And then after the hearing was over, that little weasel Nile Gardner went out into the courtyard and start talking and spewing his nonsense, begging Donald Trump to open Harry's visa. Yes, he did. Out there begging for Donald Trump to do something about it, to violate Harry's constitutional right. It's the most ridiculous thing in my. I just can't. I can't. I'm like Harry. I just can't. But listen to this. It says Speaking outside of the courtroom following the hour-long hearing, Niall Gardner of the Heritage Foundation said, "We are pushing for the Trump administration to release the records, and we have urged President Trump to release the records." He's doing that because he knows that the court is not going to allow this nonsense, that anything past Harry's name is violating his right to privacy. You're not going to win. This is a BS suit anyway, lawsuit anyway. It shouldn't. How do you have a right to know what's in private immigration documents? How? I mean, and the, what they used to try to get the documents in the first place, the Freedom of Information Act, that. How does Harry's private immigration documents fall under the Freedom of Information Act? How is this beneficial to the American people? That's the only way you could get these documents through the Freedom of Information Act, that it would somehow benefit the public to know. How would it benefit us to know Harry's visa status? That was bogus in the first place. Then you lost. The judge saw Harry's visa information, all his documents, and then he decided to close the case and then seal it. And here you are now, Gardner, on your knees, offering your butt up, trying to get him to open Harry's private immigration documents. What kind of nonsense is I mean, this is ridiculous. And the reason he's doing this is because he knows if this judge does what he's supposed to do and follow the law and follow the Constitution, he is going to show them the door. It is just ridiculous. And my whole thing is this is something that they say in here. They're saying that they feel that somehow the Biden administration, either if Harry lied about his drug use on his visa, then somehow the Biden administration allowed him to immigrate anyway. And my whole thing is, these people are not stupid. They know Harry did not immigrate to America under the Biden administration. He immigrated to America under the Trump administration, the first Trump administration. And if anybody let him in, it was Trump. What are these people talking about? But yet and still, here they are trying to. I'm just going to say it. These people are doing nothing but harassing Harry and Meghan because they mad that Harry left that family over there and trying to forcibly make him go back to the UK. And this little weasel Niall Gardner need to be careful about what he is doing, because he is a British citizen also. We might need to look into his immigration papers, what he been doing over here, because I'm telling you, he looks really sus to me. I bet if we dig into his background, because let me tell you, it's always those kind who are trying to investigate somebody else who has all the skeletons in his closet. And I bet you, if you open his closet, it's no telling how many men would fall out of it, if you know what I'm saying. But it makes me so sick, and I am so tired of these people harassing Harry and Meghan, trying to separate a family. Oh, y'all tell me what y'all think, but my jaws is tight. My grandmother used to say that when she used to get really, really angry. My jaws are tight. These people need to have a seat. They need to have several seats, to be exact, because this level of harassment should, I'm telling you, if I was Harry, I would bring a lawsuit against them. I tell you one thing, if they slip up and release Harry's visa immigration documents, they best get ready for a lawsuit. And Harry and Meghan, we all know what kind of lawyers they they have, because this is a clear-cut case of harassment. It is nothing grounded in law about this nonsense that the Heritage Foundation has pursued against Harry. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all a little later. Bye. Tell me what y'all think in the comments.